Bird beaks come in an incredible variety of shapes and sizes, each adapted to a particular way of life. While most follow familiar patterns, pointed for picking, hooked for tearing, flat for filtering, some species take beak design to the extreme. In this video, we're taking a look at some of the most unusual examples of bird bill and beak design, and learning what makes these species so uniquely adapted for survival. Found around the northern hemisphere, crossbills have some of the most interesting bill structures of any bird in the world. Instead of sitting straight, they're twisted, with the upper and lower mandibles crossing at the tips. This unusual shape is specifically adapted to pry open conifer cones to extract their seeds, which are their primary food source. The crossed tips act like a pair of forceps, sliding between cone scales and pushing them apart, a feeding method almost no other bird uses. Their bill shape varies slightly among species, corresponding to the different conifers that they specialize in. But crossbills aren't the only ones with asymmetrical bills. Skimmers are distinctive seabirds found in South Asia, Africa, and the Americas, and they have a lower mandible that's much longer than the upper one. They feed by flying low over the water with their mouths open, dragging the lower bill through the surface of the water. When it hits a fish, the upper bill snaps shut like a mousetrap. This feeding strategy is so specialized that their bills are laterally compressed, almost like blades. It's an elegant system, but also a risky one. Skimmers sometimes fracture their lower mandible if they hit something too hard or misjudge their strike, and they're sometimes found with a broken bill. But these birds don't just have an interesting beak, they also have large eyes with vertical pupils like cats, a rare trait among birds. These specialized pupils help them to hunt at dusk when their prey is most active. And perhaps the strangest form of asymmetry in any bird bill belongs to the Wrybill of New Zealand. It's the only bird in the world with a bill that curves sideways, always to the right. This sideways twist is a precise adaptation. Wrybills use their laterally curved bills to probe under stones and along riverbeds, accessing insect larvae and other prey hiding in crevices that a straight bill might miss. The exact evolutionary cause of the curve is still debated, but clearly this directional asymmetry makes the Wrybill perfectly suited for the fast-moving, stony rivers where they're found. A bird bill that has to be included on this list is that of the shoebill. Native to the swamps of central tropical Africa, the shoebill is instantly recognizable thanks to its massive, shoe-shaped bill. This oversized beak isn't just for show. It's a powerful hunting tool used to grab large, slippery prey like lungfish, eels, and even baby crocodiles. A sharp hook at the tip helps it to grip and kill prey, often with a violent head-shaking motion. With their slow, statuesque movements, shoebills are deadly ambush predators. Their broad bill also plays a role in communication, producing a loud chattering sound during courtship or territorial displays. While Africa's shoebill is well known, South America's boat-billed heron gets far less attention, despite also having a massive bill. Found in mangroves and wetlands across the American tropics, it has a bill unlike any other heron in the region. It's wide, flat, and shaped like an upside-down boat, giving the bird a comical yet distinctive look. This odd bill helps the heron scoop up small fish, insects, and crustaceans in the dark, because unlike most of its relatives, the boat-billed heron is nocturnal. It uses its broad bill like a net, sweeping through shallow water to catch prey by feel, aided by sensory pits on the bill's surface. The next bird on this list personally makes me feel a little uneasy. Openbilled storks get their name from the distinctive gap between the upper and lower parts of their bill. Even when the beak is closed, the two mandibles never fully meet, leaving a visible opening along much of its length. Despite the fact that it looks like a deformity, it's actually a specialized adaptation for feeding on snails. Being slightly curved, the bill acts like a pair of pincers, perfectly shaped to grip and extract soft-bodied snails from their coiled shells. Found in Africa and South Asia, there are 2 species of openbill, each with bills finely tuned for its local diet of mollusks. Some storks' bills stand out not for their enormous size or strange shape, but for their striking colors. The saddle-billed stork of sub-Saharan Africa is one of the tallest and most eye-catching storks in the world. Its long, straight bill is vividly patterned in red, black, and yellow, with a raised yellow saddle at the base that gives the species its name. This bright structural feature is unique among storks and likely plays a role in individual recognition or sexual signaling. Unlike many other storks, saddle-billed storks don't clatter their bills. Instead, they rely on body language and their bold coloration to communicate. Speaking of abnormally long bills, the bill of the long-billed curlew is North America's longest, and this absurdly long downward curving bill is almost impossible to miss. The bird uses this slender beak to probe deep into mudflats and wet grasslands in search of invertebrates like worms and shrimp. The bill is packed with sensitive nerve endings, allowing the curlew to detect prey it can't see. Females tend to have longer bills than males, a difference that may reduce competition by letting each sex specialize in prey found in a slightly different depth of the soil. Similarly, New Zealand is also home to a strange group of birds with long, prodding bills. There are 5 species of kiwi, and all of them share this long-billed feature. What makes these long, slender bills unusual isn't so much their shape, but the placement of their nostrils. Instead of being near the base of the bill, like most birds, kiwis have nostrils located right at the tip. This unique feature helps kiwis sniff out insects, worms, and other invertebrates hidden underground or in the leaf litter. Since kiwis are nocturnal and flightless, their bills are essential tools for survival. Not only are their nostrils in a specialized location, but their beaks are also highly sensitive, packed with touch receptors that aid them as they forage in the dark. Hummingbirds are among the most iconic New World species. Most have long bills used for feeding on nectar from flowers, but the Swordbuild Hummingbird takes it to an extreme. Native to the wet slopes of the Andes Mountains, from Venezuela down to Bolivia, it's the only bird in the world with a bill longer than its body. This absurdly long beak allows it to feed from flowers with deep tubular corollas that most other birds can't reach. The bill looks unwieldy, but swordbills handle it with surprising precision. Despite their odd proportions, they hover and feed just like any other hummingbird. And because of its length, the bill cannot be used for preening. Instead, they preen themselves using only their feet. All 6 species of spoonbill also have long bills, but theirs have a flared, flattened tip that resembles a spoon. It's similar in both males and females, and doesn't appear to play a role in attracting a mate. Found on every continent except for Antarctica, these birds feed by sweeping their spooned bills side to side through the shallow water, using sensitive nerve endings to detect small fish, insects, and crustaceans by touch. This feeding method doesn't rely on sight, which makes it effective even in the murkiest of waters. There are several other waterfowl that have strange beaks. For example, the knob-billed duck, also known as the comb duck, gets its name from a prominent black lump that rises from the top of the male's bill. This bulbous structure, which swells during the breeding season, gives the bird a strange appearance. It's thought to play a role in attracting females and asserting dominance among rival males. Females lack the knob, but both sexes share the same broad, heavy bill which they use to graze on vegetation and sift through shallow water for food. Having the exact opposite silhouette of the knob-billed duck is Australia's musk duck. Technically speaking, it isn't the bill of the bird that gives the odd shape, but a large, leathery gular lobe that extends from the skin in the gap between the lower mandible. The males develop these strange sacs during the breeding season, and they inflate and wobble the lobe while performing elaborate displays that include splashing, whistling, and deep booming sounds. It's part vocal organ, part visual display, and unique among waterfowl. While some waterfowl have elaborate lobes and lumps, others stand out for being unexpectedly small. The Andean goose, found in high-altitude grasslands across the Andes, is a hefty, ground-grazing bird with a bill that looks surprisingly disproportionate, being particularly short and compact for such a large bird. Unlike most geese, which have long, serrated bills for grazing or dabbling, the Andean goose has a stubby, triangular beak adapted for clipping tough grasses close to the ground. While it may be small, it's an effective tool for this specialized alpine herbivore. Not all ducks and geese have broad, flat bills. Mergansers are a group of fish-eating ducks found almost exclusively in the northern hemisphere, and their bills are unlike those of any other duck, being long, narrow, and lined with sharp, backward-facing serrations, almost like teeth. These adaptations help them grip fish, which make up the bulk of their diet. The hooked tip adds even more precision. This combination of shape and texture has earned them the nickname sawbills. Among waterfowl, they're one of the few truly specialized piscivores, and their bill is the tool that makes that possible. While mergansers have narrow, serrated bills for catching fish underwater, the American white pelican takes a very different approach. It's one of North America's largest birds, and it fishes cooperatively, using its massive pouched bill to scoop up fish in shallow water. While all pelicans have a strange bill shape, during the breeding season, the already dramatic bill of the American white pelican gets even stranger. Both males and females grow a tall, laterally flattened horn on the upper ridge of the bill, a structure found in no other pelican species. It appears just before mating season, and its exact function isn't fully known. It's likely used for display during courtship or to signal breeding condition to others in the colony, and it doesn't last for long. After the eggs are laid, the horn falls off, not growing back until the following breeding season. A bird with an outstanding bill ornament that's permanent is the Rhinoceros Hornbill. This species takes bill extravagance to an extreme level. Native to the forests of Southeast Asia, this beautiful bird has a massive bill topped by a large, curved casque. The casque is a hollow, helmet-like structure that gives the species its name, and it isn't just for show. It amplifies the bird's calls, helping it communicate across dense jungle. The bill itself is bright orange and red, contrasting vividly with its black and white plumage. This impressive structure plays a key role in social interactions and mate attraction. People that live within its range have been drawn to the species for centuries. The rhinoceros hornbill is a central figure in the spiritual beliefs of the Dayak people of Borneo. They believe that these iconic birds act as messengers or guides, traveling between heaven and earth, carrying the souls of the dead and linking humans to the divine. While the casque of the rhinoceros hornbill is hollow, the casque of the strange-looking helmeted hornbill is made of solid bone. It forms a massive helmet-like structure that can make up to 10% of the bird's total body weight. This solid casque is used in dramatic aerial battles where males slam into each other head-on as they compete for mates. Unfortunately, this extraordinary casque has made the helmeted hornbill a target for illegal hunting and trafficking. The solid casque is carved into hornbill ivory, a highly prized material used in traditional carvings and jewelry, leading to severe population declines. As a result, the species is listed as critically endangered. Slightly further east, on the Maluku and Lesser Sunda Islands, lives the great-billed parrot. True to its name, it boasts one of the largest and most powerful bills among parrots. Its hefty, curved beak appears almost disproportionately large for its body size. This impressive bill is a practical adaptation, perfectly designed for cracking open the tough seeds and nuts that form much of its diet. Despite its striking appearance, the great-billed parrot remains relatively understudied, and it's rarely kept as a pet thanks to its diet, which is more specialized than many other species of parrot. The last bird on this list appears to have a very normal beak, but it holds a surprise. Native to Madagascar, the Crested Coua's bill is a simple black color in adults. The chicks too have boring beaks, being pale pink in color. But when the chicks open their mouths, they reveal something surprising. Crested Coua chicks have bright orange or red markings inside their mouths that are highly unusual. The exact purpose of these vivid colors isn't fully known. They may serve as a visual cue, helping parents target their feeding with precision. Or they may help the parents find their chicks' mouths in the low light of the dark, dense forests where they build their nests. And that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below of any other species with strange beaks or bills that you think should have been included on this list. I need to say a special thanks to my patrons. Without their ongoing support, I wouldn't be able to make a video like this every week. If you want to support the channel and get early access to videos, join us on Patreon. The link is in the video description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.